From WDTN, the station that's working for you, this is 2 News at 11.
A shackled 14-year-old brings a courtroom to silence. Family members unable to hold back tears. One day after the sound of gunshots rang through the halls of a Butler County school,
I look up and I see a kid standing there with a gun held out like this.
new details emerge about the alleged gunman.
One of the victims and the shooter were both wrestlers. He usually had a smile on his face.
Parents helping their kids understand the new reality.
And they called me, the principal did, on his cell phone to let me know that my son was one of the students injured. On the right side, his thighs and calves they have shrapnel in it.
It was like a dream. Like, it happened so fast and so slow.
Also tonight.
Is that a friendly noise or an unfriendly noise?
The road to the White House running right through the Buckeye State for the Republican frontrunner.
That wall is getting taller with every interview these ex-Mexican presidents do.
Hundreds of delegates up for grabs on this Super Tuesday. Right now at 11, the race for the White House is on. Hillary Clinton celebrating 6 Super Tuesday primary victories. Rival Democrat Bernie Sanders won in Vermont and Oklahoma in just moments ago, projected to win Colorado. A look at the GOP winners and losers coming up in minutes in a live report.
But first here at 11, the latest on the shooting at Madison Junior Senior High School in Butler County. Today, the 14-year-old who investigators say has admitted to pulling the trigger stood before a juvenile magistrate.
The attorney for 14-year-old James Austin Hancock entered a not guilty plea to charges of 2 counts of attempted murder. Sheriff Richard Jones believes Hancock waited until the school resource officer left the lunchroom on Monday before he opened fire. Surveillance video shows the SRO returning 9 seconds later. Sheriff Jones says Hancock used a .38 caliber handgun.
It appears he had extra ammunition. He's had this weapon since Saturday. I know where the gun came from, but I'm not going to release that at this time.
8th graders Cooper Caffrey and Cameron Smith were both shot. They're expected to make a full recovery. Sheriff Jones says he is working to confirm a motive for the shooting. Students and parents returning to Madison Junior Senior High School.
The district opening its doors tonight, inviting people to walk through the school to help the community heal. 2 News reporter Robert Lowry spoke to some who were there who said it was greatly needed.
Mark and Katie, certainly an eerie feeling for those students and parents returning to Madison Junior Senior High School tonight. But some of them telling me that feeling was quickly overshadowed after so much love and support here tonight. For the first time since Monday's shooting, students are returning to Madison Junior Senior High School.
When I first walked in, I was really emotional. I was kind of scared, but then they really came together and supported us through it, and it was a lot more comfortable going back to school.
Caitlin Morris and her mother Kathy joined other families as the school opened its doors. Inside, they described a surreal feeling made more calm by an outpouring of support.
I got more comfortable once I saw my friends and tried to help them through it and saw the teachers.
Just being there with each other and all of them experienced it at the first, time together, it helped.
Help which will be with students even before they arrive to school on Wednesday for class.
We plan to have staff members in addition to the bus drivers on the buses tomorrow morning to greet students as they get on the buses again, just to increase their comfort level.
Once at school, counselors will be available with extra help in the cafeteria where those shots were fired.
Our #1 priority is to make our students feel comfortable and safe despite what's happened.
A feeling of security students and parents say will eventually come to a community shaken by gun violence.
I went to school here and went to school with some of the teachers, and I trust them completely.
It'll probably be really sad and we'll all be a little scared, but we'll get through it.
And that mother we spoke with saying that she was a little hesitant at first letting her daughter come back to school, but she says after coming here tonight, feeling a little bit better about the district's plan, trying to get everything back to normal. Reporting live, Robert Lowry, 2 News, working for you.
And while frantic parents worried about their kids as news of the shooting broke, the son of the school resource officer was more concerned about his dad.
I said, "Is he okay?" And they said, "Yeah." I said, "Where's he at?" They said, he's inside, he'll be okay. And I just kept saying, "Is he okay?" And then as soon as he came out, I got a huge smile, and I ran up to him, and I gave him a hug. I was like, phew.
Within moments of the gunfire, Officer Ken Hall burst into the cafeteria to help the injured and get the kids out of harm's way. He's a former Butler County deputy and a 27-year veteran of law enforcement.
Whenever we first heard that we were under lockdown, obviously there were the people that were going into panic, but there were also a lot of us that were thinking to ourselves that we know we're safe because we heard the sirens and we knew that we had a resource officer who knows what he's doing.
It really does make me feel more safe. It's nice to know that I have somebody that's so experienced and has dealt with the hands-on stuff before he was just our school resource officer.
Officer Hall declining all on-camera interviews, saying he was simply doing his job. And with this shooting happening so close to home, we're asking our largest school district about its security and safety measures.
2 News reporter Tyler Utzka joining us now with how Dayton Public Schools is reacting.
Well, after yesterday's shooting at Madison Junior Senior High School, it left many community members feeling uneasy. Now, currently, Dayton Public School has around 14,000 students enrolled. To help ensure their safety, officials say security upgrades are ongoing. Monday's shooting at Madison Junior Senior High School in Madison Township has Miami Valley residents shaken. Dayton resident Beatrice Turner has school-age grandkids and says she's always worrying about their safety.
You don't never know what you're going to do. They're going to call you until you come get your child. It's sad.
According to the organization Every Town for Gun Safety, a gun has gone off in 10 American schools since the beginning of the year. At Tuesday night's strategic planning meeting, I asked Dayton Board of Education President Adil Bagirov about the district's security measures.
But I think we do have a very good, not only a security team, but also policies and procedures, and they're constantly being updated. There's new training. We do have some technological improvements and upgrades. We have gone, above and beyond of what's required in order to make sure that this is a very safe environment for everybody.
And Dayton Public Schools is reporting no phone calls from concerned parents following the school shooting in Butler County.
It certainly makes us feel better that we do have enough of a trust of the community that we are doing the right things. And recently we did vote on some additional appropriations for more security at our sporting events and special events. So I think the district has done, a good job in making sure that security is at the forefront.
And in January, board members approved the idea to increase security at games and special events after several were disrupted by fights. Now, the new policy upset some community members, and the board plans on further discussing the issue. Tyler Utzka, 2 News, working for you.
In weather, the big story tonight has been the wind. It's been really howling out there. You can still see our tower cam still bouncing around a bit in the strong breezes. We'll check in now with Brian Davis for a first look at your Storm Team 2 forecast. Brian?
All right, Mark, those strong winds have been bringing in colder air, and also northwest of us now, a little bit of lake effect snow shower activity west of Fort Wayne. Some of these will drift southeastward towards us tonight, so we may see a little light coating of snow. There could be a couple of slick spots around the Miami Valley here late tonight and for the morning commute, but for the most part, not expecting much in the way of accumulation. Look at those peak wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour at 9 o'clock this evening, backing off to 30, though, as of the last report. A low winter weather index because we could see a couple of slick spots and the windy, colder conditions out there tonight. Our next chance of snow, I'll tell you when in the Storm Team 2 forecast.
Okay, Brian, in Decision 2016, this, of course, is Super Tuesday, and the results are still coming in from contests all across the nation.
It's a numbers game. A total of 1,454 delegates will be awarded, 859 for the Democrats and 595 for the Republicans. Mark Meredith from our Washington Bureau live with the results and reaction.
Hey, Katie and Mark, good evening. The night is still developing. In fact, just within the last few minutes, we've learned that Bernie Sanders is going to be winning the state of Colorado. He also won Oklahoma and Vermont tonight. And while he is certainly going to be happy with that, it is Hillary Clinton that does have the momentum for the Democratic nomination tonight after she swept the South. Saw some very impressive numbers from her. There really weren't any close contests except for the 3 that I just mentioned. As it came to the Republican race, though, it does appear to be a little bit of a different story because just within the last hour or so, Texas Senator Ted Cruz making it clear he's not going anywhere after he was able to capture his home state. The biggest prize of the night, the Lone Star State of Texas. He also was able to put Oklahoma in his back pocket. Donald Trump, though, still having a very good night. And when you compare, it looks like he won about 6 states, including the South: Alabama, Georgia, Virginia, Massachusetts. These are all states that look to be going to Donald Trump. So he was making it clear he still sees himself as the eventual nominee. As for Florida Senator Marco Rubio, he tried to make the rhetoric part of the game plan for the last couple of days. Whether or not the voters responded, it wasn't clear from tonight. There's still one contest that we're looking at, guys, but this race will go on for quite a while. Mark, Katie?
All right, you are Mark Meredith, live tonight in Washington, D.C. Mark, thank you so much.
Thanks.
While there are no projected runaway victories for Republican presidential candidate Governor John Kasich, he appears to be pleased. The governor spoke briefly to supporters in Jackson, Mississippi this evening after the results were rolling in. The governor says he has GOP frontrunner Donald Trump right where he wants him.
We're heading north right onto my home court with Michigan, and then I'm going to tell you now, we will beat Donald Trump in the state of Ohio.
And Governor Kasich insisting today there is zero chance of him considering a run for the vice presidency.
Well, if the Zika virus hits Ohio, will state health leaders be ready? Up next, 2 News investigates travels to Columbus to find out.